If you find yourself dreading the sound of your alarm clock, like it's a countdown to something painful, this is for you. You wake up already tired, not physically, but emotionally. It's that heavy feeling in your chest that hits before your feet even touch the floor. You sit on the edge of your bed wondering if today will be different, but deep down you already know the answer. It won't. You're not just exhausted, you're empty. No one really talks about the kind of job that doesn't scream at you or abuse you outright. The kind that kills you slowly. The kind that drains the color from your life without anyone noticing. You still smile. You still say, I'm good. But inside, you're disappearing. You're constantly managing, performing, coping. And what hurts the most is that you've started to believe this is normal, that it's your fault for not being grateful. But this isn't gratitude. This is survival. You're afraid to leave because leaving feels like giving up. You're scared of what's next, of disappointing your family, of being judged for not being strong enough to tough it out. But here's the truth. You're not weak for wanting peace. You're not lazy for craving joy. Your job was never supposed to steal your sense of self. You were never supposed to feel ashamed for wanting to feel okay. You've been carrying too much for too long without being seen. But I see you. And if that quiet voice in your head has been whispering, I can't do this much longer, it's not wrong. It's trying to save you. Listen to it. If you have a soft heart that no one notices is breaking, this is for you only. One of the first signs your job is ruining you is how you start pulling away from the people who love you. Not because you don't care, but because you don't have the energy to be a person outside of work anymore. You stop responding to messages. You cancel plans without even explaining. And when someone asks if you're okay, you lie. Not to be dramatic, just because you don't even know what okay feels like anymore. You avoid your partner's questions. You say just tired when they ask how your day was. You nod and smile during conversations, but secretly wish you were alone. It's like you're watching your life happen from outside your body. Like you're always in the room, but never really there. And the scariest part? No one notices. You've become so good at hiding the burnout that people assume you're just quiet, just introverted, just focused. But what you really are is fading. This is what the wrong job does. It takes your time, your energy, and then your connection to the people who once made you feel whole. But here's something no one told you. You don't have to earn rest. You don't have to burn out to be enough. If you're scared to open up because you think it'll be too much, say it anyway. Let someone know, say it out loud. I'm not okay. It won't fix everything, but it will stop the spiral. And sometimes that's the beginning of everything changing. If you find yourself crying quietly just so no one will ask questions, this is for you. Another sign that your job is breaking you is when your body starts screaming before your mouth can. The headaches, the chest tightness, the panic that sneaks up during the day. You tell yourself it's nothing, just stress, just a bad week. But it's not going away. It's been months. And you're still convincing yourself that if you just get through this next shift, next deadline, next paycheck, you'll feel better, but you don't. Because this isn't about a bad day. This is about your body trying to protect you from a job that doesn't care about your limits. You find yourself zoning out, forgetting simple things, feeling like a machine that malfunctions when no one's looking. Your body isn't betraying you. It's trying to get your attention. And the longer you ignore it, the louder it gets, the more it aches, the more it tightens, until even resting feels like work. So what do? You stop pretending your body can keep going when your soul is shutting down. You give yourself permission to say no, to not answer that email at 9 p.m., to leave the room when it gets too loud. You don't owe burnout to anyone, not to your job, not to your dreams, not even to your future. Your peace is not a luxury, it's a right. And the longer you delay listening to your body, the more it will demand to be heard. You deserve more than survival mode. If you've ever stared at your screen rereading the same sentence for 20 minutes, this is for you. Another sign your job is silently draining your mind is when focus becomes impossible. You used to finish tasks easily. You used to have ideas, opinions, energy. But now, everything feels foggy, like your brain is wading through mud. You forget what you were doing mid-task. You can't finish a sentence without zoning out, and people think you're just distracted when you're actually falling apart inside. This isn't laziness, it's cognitive burnout. the kind that builds up day after day when you're emotionally overloaded, when every task feels like a test and every small mistake feels like a failure. You go from being the overachiever to just barely hanging on. And instead of help, you get asked to just push through it. But you've already been pushing. Hard, quietly, constantly. And now your mind is tapping out. Not because it's weak, but because it's tired of pretending. You don't have to fix everything at once. But you do have to start noticing the crash before it gets worse. Even one small change, a walk before work, a journal entry during your break saying no to one extra thing, can remind your brain that you're still in control. You don't have to be productive to be worthy. You're allowed to slow down. And if someone doesn't respect that, they're not protecting your peace, they're profiting from your silence. If you've ever cried after work and then smiled on FaceTime like nothing happened, this is for you. The final sign that your job is destroying your mental health is when the idea of quitting makes you feel guilty instead of free. You daydream about walking out. You imagine life without the weight. But the second you consider it seriously, your chest gets tight. You panic. What if I can't pay rent? What if my parents think I'm a failure? What if this is the best I'll ever get? That fear is real, and it keeps millions of people stuck in jobs that are killing them softly. But fear is not a reason to stay. Fear is a signal that you've reached a limit. And while quitting sounds like the scariest thing, staying might be scarier. Staying might cost you more than money. It might cost your health, your relationships, your peace. There's a difference between being committed and being trapped. You're not selfish for wanting better. You're not dramatic for protecting your mind. The truth is, quitting doesn't mean you failed. Sometimes quitting means you finally chose yourself. And if you don't have the answer yet, that's okay. Start by building a plan, even a tiny one. Update your resume, talk to someone, save a little each week. Find one thing that makes you feel alive again and make time for it. You don't have to leap, but you do have to move, even slowly. Because the longer you stay somewhere that breaks you, the harder it becomes to remember you were ever whole to begin with. You are not weak. You are aware. And that's where healing begins.